Alright, time is here. The plane is almost done, almost finished. I just need to do some small things like installing the windows, of course, and installing the engine. But everything else is basically done, and this plane is near to complete. Today I want to assemble the whole plane for the first time to see if everything is working as expected. So this plane is powered by 3 batteries. We have one battery 3S for the engine starter, for the ignition, and we have 2 other 2S batteries powering the whole plane. So every function, every servo, every light is powered by the other 2 2S batteries. And we can simply install them by opening this lovely hatch. Inside the fuselage there's the main receiver, antennas pointing up, coming out in the cockpit. There's the Unilight controller controlling all the lights, the Jeti box 220, the RC switch. All the cables are coming together in this central box. In the front part there is the battery bay where we can put 3 batteries, 2 2S, 1 3S as mentioned, and there's the engine control and ignition. Well, obviously we also need fuel. That's why I have a fuel tank also, and I have this lovely mechanism to refuel the plane. I have added a control panel for every LiPo, so whenever I want to know how much battery there's left, I can just simply take a look into the cockpit. For the elevators, we have 2 aluminum spars. So these are both elevators. Of course, we have a char servo DS20 inside, but I also added this sticky rubber to protect the fuselage from any scratches and to also reduce the vibrations. On the actual servo connector, I have used a version with a security pin on it, so the connector won't get loose by itself, which would be a bad thing during flight and also on the ground, because otherwise the servo cable will just disappear in the fuselage and then it will be a pain in the ass to get it out. For the wings we have 2 main spars, one really thick one and another smaller one. Both are aluminum. And now we have to see if the plane can be assembled inside here, because it's not that big and the plane is big. That's a problem. That's one wing. We have flap, aileron, lights, landing lights, all we need. And I have used this Click Connect connector by Hacker, and I really love it. It works so well. You only have one connector for basically everything. Very satisfying sound. Here comes the right wing. Same procedure. By the way, one wing is probably heavier than my bigger PC6 ready to fly. At least it feels like. Don't forget the connector. After almost 7 months of work, it's so nice to see that this plane is coming together so nicely. You might remember the first parts, the first pictures I was posting on Instagram with these wooden C-card pieces. I was like, holy shit, this thing should fly it someday. And after countless hours of work, it's almost done. I am using the Jeti system. I simply love it. In this plane, I am using a Jeti box 220 with 2 satellite receivers, one on the top and one at the bottom of the fuselage, so we always have enough signal while flying, and this should become a towing plane, and we want to fly high and we want to fly far away. Instead of a magnet or a plug, you can simply turn the whole plane on by hitting a switch on your radio, and that works really well. Let me show you. I have this button, and then it asks me if I want to turn the plane on. And now the plane is found and ready to go. So we have the working aileron, elevator, rudder. We also have a steering of the back wheel, but that's currently not installed. And flaps, of course. Light turns on and off on this switch. I also added a permanent rudder light to the end of the plane, because why not? I like it. And we have landing lights on a separate switch, but they are in the front now. The lights look the best when it's totally dark, so let's make it dark. This is my new Airtractor. I think I will need around 3 to 4 weeks to finish the plane. I will need to install the landing gear, the windows, the engine, but then it's time for the main flight. If you don't want to miss anything, just subscribe and you'll be the first one to see it. On Instagram, I posted every detail of the whole build, so just go ahead, check out my account. It's the first link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge thanks also goes to Dremel and Char Servo for supporting me. I hope you guys have a safe flight and see you next time.